This is my good friend, Sir Darren Jacklin.
Great to see you again.
What do you mean, good to see you? We've been on the cruise for a couple of days. This is fantastic. I have been trying to get Darren to come cruising with me for years. Literally, how many years? 5?
It's been at least 5+ years, yeah.
Yeah, and every time, what was your answer?
Let me check my calendar.
No. What else did you say?
Let me get back to you.
Yeah, and then I asked you, and you just kept blowing me off. And when I finally asked you why not, what'd you say? People said...
So people told me, yeah, absolutely, you're wasting your time. It's a shiny object. It's a distraction to what you're up to in terms of in business and your professional life. You're going to be around a whole bunch of fat people and overweight people and undisciplined people and people that are not accountable and responsible to their goals and dreams.
So it's going to affect your life negatively.
Yeah, for sure.
You wouldn't be enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
And so when was your first cruise?
So I came on in January 2026, did 28 days.
Yeah.
Norwegian Cruise Line Encore.
Yeah, we started on the 3rd of January.
3rd to the, yeah.
Right, and we did, you were supposed to only come on for...
3 weeks, 21 days.
Right, you booked 3 weeks.
Yep.
3 weeks he booked. He says, so this guy, he doesn't go halfway. When his first cruise, he's not going for 1 week. He said, you know what? I'm going to come on for 3. And I went, awesome, because I knew he would be addicted.
But I had a contingency plan.
Yeah, what was it? You're
Well, I
going to
told Lisa books all my travel manager. I said, listen, Lisa, I'll go on for 72 hours. That's my commitment. That's what I give my word to. But I want a contingency plan. If I don't like it, I want to be able to exit off in Belize and fly back home.
Oh, you didn't tell me that part. So you were ready to ditch.
Well, I had a backup plan just in case. I always like to have a contingency plan just in case.
Okay. Yeah, you did. And so what happened? You actually ended up enjoying it?
Yeah, I let Lisa know that, hey, look, I'm going to stay on for the full 21 days after the 72 hours. So I let her know. And I was just in communication with my team and just said, hey, look, I'm going to stay on. And then it was interesting because when I went to fly back, I had her rearrange my travel. Yeah. And she's like, oh, you're going for another 7 days?
You ended up booking a 4th week, didn't you?
Yeah.
And almost a 5th.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
What happened on that 5th?
Well, we tried to get a cabin on the Norwegian Cruise Line on the Encore, but it was sold out. And then when I got off the ship, I was going through the line to get off U.S. Immigrations and Customs to fly back to Vancouver. And once I got through,
I called you.
I was already through, and it just logistically and some of that to go through the whole process and get back on.
We got him a room right at the last second, and it was actually through the general manager.
That's right.
And also the head of services. What was his name? It wasn't Emile.
I can picture him right now.
I know. He was a really great French guy from Switzerland. Anyways, he did his best to try to find us a room. The general manager looked into it, and finally he came running up to me. He goes, Sammy, we got a room for your buddy. And I said, dude, he just left like 20 minutes ago. Anyways, well, that's all right. But you also had another first adventure on that cruise, didn't you?
Yeah, so I went scuba diving for the first time. I got misinformation.
Again.
A lot of people over the years that said, because I wanted to go snorkeling, like I love snorkeling around the world. But scuba diving, when I'm in the water, I don't want to, I spend a lot of time problem solving and strategy and scenario planning in my head in business all the time. Yeah. And I like to just shut that off when I go hiking and just relax and have a calm mind, not a lot of brain activity.
So you go up, I go down.
Yeah, and so I thought, okay, so if I'm going to be, so people are like, Darren, if you're going to go scuba diving, your brain's so busy figuring things out, and there's risks, and there's dangers, and all this stuff, and it's not a common experience. It's a very intense experience. I thought, not my thing. I want to just chill and relax. I'll just stick to snorkeling. So I went out with you guys on the dive boats a few different times, and I was watching and observing while I was above, but also listening to the briefings and the debriefings while I was in the dive boat with you guys. And
you see what I was doing to you while you were above me and I was below?
Yeah, I was playing in your bubbles as the water was coming
And I was giving you the finger.
And I was just watching how relaxing everybody was, 30, 40, 50 feet underwater. Yeah. But then when you came back up for your debrief, I thought, okay, this isn't really that technical. There's only maybe a half a dozen things that I need to learn and master over time with practical experience. Yeah. And then once I learned that and learned to be coachable with the dive instructor, then I could master this over a period of time with experience.
And what was your first experience going down?
Well, great. I went down 8 feet. Yeah. And I remember going down underwater. And then at the bottom, I was in Honduras, Central America. Yeah. And then in Roatan. And then I remember Orlando coming up to me and taking my mask off. Yeah. And having me, go through that freak out experience.
Did you freak out?
Well, just for a moment, because it's just automatically you're underwater. Yeah. And, it's controlled discipline. So then all of a sudden I had to put the mask back on and blow the air through there.
And after you had accomplished that, did you realize, hey, this isn't so bad?
Exactly, yeah.
And then I watched you. Your first dive. Okay, so after that, we went back up again.
We went to 40
and then we
feet.
went to a 40-foot 40
40
spot.
feet, yeah.
And this was just a discovery dive. He hadn't had any training yet or anything, and I was already certified at this point, and I was on dive like number 20. But I watched my friend here who was terrified of trying this and had it in his head that it was too technical. He had all the negative crap going on in his mind. But as soon as he got underwater, I have never seen anybody take to water as quickly as this guy. He was literally just zooming around all over the place. In fact, you actually ended up in almost a dangerous situation. Remember what happened?
For sure, yeah.
Do you remember what happened?
Yeah, I was spinning around, playing with my tank and playing with the weight, and I remember going up.
You were inverted.
Yeah, and I was going up against towards a rock ledge.
He was heading towards a rock. He was literally this far away, and I was 10 feet above him, and I was filming. I've got it on film, and you could see Rolando rushing as quickly as he could to try to grab him before he cracked his skull on this rock. And I'm waving at him, and he happened to notice. You noticed at that point, and he turned his head, and he saw he was about to hit the rock. But fortunately, we got him in time because we didn't want to, hurt that pretty head of yours. Well,
that's interesting because situational awareness. Like in hiking, I have very high levels of situational awareness. But I was just, because there was so much going on out there to learn, I didn't have a heightened situational awareness.
Well, what happened, this is important there. He had overconfidence. He was so comfortable in the environment that he thought the only thing he had to worry about was his breathing in the water. He forgot that he was also in a place that had dangers. You could run in like a ship. You can run into a rock. I mean, the earth continues on below the ocean surface, as you discovered. But after that, he realized, okay, I got to keep my eye on everything around me, what's beside me, what's above me, below me, because you're not 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional there. You're 7-dimensional, and that's in that area. But that was amazing, wasn't it?
It was a great experience. Water.
Yeah, so you went again, and then you said you were going to commit to doing the dive course, but you haven't yet, but you will do it.
I will do it. It's just I'm not good at writing theoretical exams. I'm a practical person.
See how we bullshit ourselves? He's got a limiting belief. Go ahead, tell us about your limiting belief. My attention span to sit there and write a theoretical exam I'd rather watch wet paint dry. It just doesn't interest me. I'm a practical person. Yeah.
And I just don't know why I have to write a theoretical exam.
You all know that's full of shit, right? And he knows he's full of shit, and he knows he's going to overcome it because he has to. And he's overcome everything else in his life. If you knew what this man's past was, in fact, he's got a book out, Until I Become. You get an opportunity, I'll put a link to where we can get a hold of your book.
It's in over 100 countries around the world now.
I know, and it tells the story of, who this man was and what he's overcome. So part of it is because what he's talking about right now is when he was a kid in school wasn't so great.
No, I was in special education my whole entire life from grade 1 to grade 12.
Yeah. So, his brain works in a different way. So what we got to do is we got to help him get through the practical exam because this is essential information. If you're going to go diving, don't mess around. You want to know the basic physics about diving before you start heading down to 40, 60, 80, 100, 120 feet. Now, generally what we're going to do is keep you under 60 feet. So even in an emergency situation, you'll still be able to inflate and go back up safely with your safety stop, and there won't be too much trouble. Plus, I'll be there with you or Rolando, but most of the time, I'm sure you and I'll dive together, and I'm your dive buddy, and I'll make sure you're all right, but we're going to get you through, and you'll make sure I'm all right, too. I'm going to have to count on you, which is why I need you to do the testing so that I know that you know how to rescue my ass if I need you. So other than that, you decide you're going to book another cruise, and where are we?
A 22-day Panama Canal cruise, and then 14 days after this up in Alaska.
We're going from Miami through the Panama Canal up to Seattle. This is a man who's never cruised in his life, and the only other cruise he did was the 3 weeks with me. He going back and forth, Roatan, Costa Maya, and Cozumel. And then he decides to go on a massive adventure. We're going to Costa Rica. We're going to Cartagena, Colombia. We're going
over Mexico.
We're going several places.
Canal.
Panama Canal.
San Francisco.
But what about
Washington State?
No, there's one more country.
We're in Guatemala.
Guatemala, and you haven't been to that one yet, eh? So this is going to add how many countries to your list?
It's 4 more countries, so I'll be at 57 countries.
57 countries. How many people do you know have done 57 countries in their lives? Well, that's fantastic. I was so excited that he said he was going to do this. It took him a while to actually get to the commitment because he's got so much going on in his life. You're buying all these accounting firms. You got huge amounts of real estate. Darren is an incredibly accomplished guy. We're going to do a whole bunch of episodes with him because you can't encompass all that he has to teach in 1 or 2 episodes. I'm thinking we're going to end up doing 20 or so. Plus, he's my best bro. We've known each other for 25 years. We were broke together, sharing crap. A house, shitty house. I mean, a shitty house. It was, some guy grew weed and it burned. That was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that day that we drove in the backyard there in the Suburban, we went through a bee's nest. I wish I had pictures of that. That was crazy. When the bees just swarmed the vehicle.
Absolutely.
We've had some amazing adventures together, and we've got a lot more to go. And after we land in Seattle on May 3rd, we're flying up to Vancouver.
May 4th.
And we're staying at your place for the night. And then we're going to jump on the NCL Jade as well.
Correct.
And you're enjoying Norwegian Cruise Line.
I love Norwegian.
I've been with them 60 some odd cruises. I'm almost an ambassador now. I'll be ambassador by the end of July, which is the highest loyalty level. You like the perks I'm getting?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, they are pretty nice. Eh?
Yeah, you're treated like a rock star.
Yeah, and every time I come on board, I know all the officers. They know me. They welcome me aboard. But they treat everyone like that. You know, they want you to feel welcome. And as you climb the loyalty ladder, of course, like with any company, the more loyal you are to them, the more that they appreciate you and they show their appreciation. So, you know, Darren's learning that, and he's starting to enjoy some of the perks as well. And you're going to be platinum by the time we finish a few more cruises. You're coming on with me for 2 weeks in Alaska, and I'm doing 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to convince him to stick around for a little bit more. Because after he's done Alaska 1 or 2 times, he's going to go, nah, I'm going to stay on the ship. Because you can still get your work done.
Yeah, I'm still going to be going hiking as well.
Yes.
I'm going to be hiking lots while I'm in Alaska.
Well, Alaska's got some amazing hikes. So, and you'll have all the nature. That was actually one of the issues with the Caribbean. Darren didn't find the nature that he needed. He loves the mountains. He loves the climb. He loves being in the trees. Well, Alaska, you're going to have all of that because as we're going up the coast of BC and we're going to start stopping in all those little coastal spots in Alaska, there's a lot of nature to see. Well, it's Alaska. It's the last frontier. So you're looking forward to the rest of this?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm very relaxed. It's great being on here. And, you know, it's just every room's another country in the house, right? It's just a floating planet Earth just touring around the world. I love it.
It is fantastic. We're going to have some good meals together. We got a lot of, we're going to do a lot of episodes together. And he's encouraged me to go walking with him. This guy, he could hike 20 kilometers.
Do 50 kilometers in a day, 56 kilometers a day.
Yeah, I'm not there. I'll be happy if I can do 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 walks.
As many as 30 miles in a day.
Oh, no. I'll be doing 30 minutes in a day. That's about as much as I need.
Flats up and down and around.
No, this is flat. I like it. But I am going to try out the go-kart track this time.
Yeah.
You tried it last time.
I did, yes.
Well, I've lost enough weight that I can do it.
It's great.
I'm looking forward to that. All right, buddy. Well, listen, that's episode 1. We're going to have episode 2 coming up soon. Thanks for being with me.
Thanks for following, everyone.